For a frontman so closely tied to the sound and swagger of Oasis, Liam Gallagher has never hesitated to reveal which songs from the band's catalog he found dull, embarrassing, or simply tiring. While many fans imagine the band's classics as sacred ground, Liam has often spoken with the disarming honesty that made him a rock icon in the first place. Hello, good old friends. Welcome back. It's great to see you here again. Behind the bravado and unstoppable charisma, he was a singer with very particular instincts. He knew which songs felt authentic to him and which ones never matched his vision of what Oasis should be. Across the band's lifespan, several tracks gradually carved out an uncomfortable place in Liam's memory. Some were songs he felt overexposed, others he saw as early songwriting experiments that didn't age well, and a few simply never fit the raw, unfiltered spirit he believed Oasis was built upon. Even though these songs became meaningful to fans, Liam's relationship with them tells a quieter story about artistic identity, creative control, and the compromises that come with being the voice of a generation. Here are the 5 Oasis tracks that Liam Gallagher either disliked, avoided, or openly distanced himself from. Songs that, despite their popularity or emotional resonance, failed to sit comfortably with the man who sang them.
Number 5. Songbird.
On paper, Songbird should have been a source of pride. It was one of Liam's earliest and most personal compositions, a gentle, almost tender moment on Heath and chemistry. Yet he often looked back at it with discomfort. Rather than celebrating it, he kept a distance from the song because he felt the recording failed to capture what he initially envisioned. The track served as an important milestone in Liam's evolution as a songwriter, but to him it also revealed how vulnerable he was at the time, both emotionally and artistically. Over the years, he implied that the finished version seemed too bare, too unpolished, or simply too revealing. Qualities fans adored, but which made him self-conscious. What listeners interpreted as sincerity, Liam saw as evidence of someone still figuring out how to translate raw feeling into music. Number 4. Little James. Another attempt at songwriting during Oasis's transitional era, Little James has often been singled out as one of the band's weaker tracks, and Liam himself has acknowledged its flaws. The song was intended as a heartfelt tribute, but he later viewed it as a naive effort written at a moment when he was still learning the fundamentals of crafting a complete, fully realized composition. For Liam, the issue wasn't emotional honesty, it was craftsmanship. He could feel the imperfections in the melody, the structure, and the delivery. Fans grew divided over the track. Some defended it as a rare glimpse of tenderness from the famously sharp-tongued vocalist, while others saw it as a misstep. Liam's own retrospective view leaned toward the latter. Though he never dismissed its intentions, he seemed to cringe at how the execution turned out. In his mind, it was an early sketch that should have stayed in the notebook. Number 3. Roll With It. While far from the most controversial track in Oasis history, Roll With It is one that Liam often dismissed as lightweight. It was part of the famous chart battle with Blur in 1995, and its cultural importance may have inflated its status beyond what the band intended. Liam saw it as a straightforward, uncomplicated rocker, fun enough, but lacking the punch, ambition, or mystique that defined Oasis at their peak. To him, it felt more like a snapshot of a moment than a song with lasting emotional depth. It captured the spirit of mid-90s competition, but it never captured his heart. This mild distaste wasn't fueled by frustration or embarrassment, just a sense that the track was too simple, too ordinary, and too tied to a media-driven rivalry. Number 2. Don't Go Away. Despite being one of Oasis's most beloved ballads, Don't Go Away held an unusual place in Liam's mind. He didn't despise the song itself, but he disliked the way his voice was recorded on it. to him, the production lacked the soul, grit, and immediacy that he believed should define an Oasis vocal. This discomfort caused him to distance himself from the track and rarely revisit it in live performances. The irony is that many listeners consider it one of his best vocal moments, smooth, aching, and full of longing. But Liam never heard it that way. He focused on the technical details, tone, phrasing, and studio decisions he felt dulled the emotional edge he wanted. The gap between how fans heard the song and how Liam remembered recording it created a quiet friction, the kind that only grows larger with time. Number 1. Wonderwall. It may be the anthem that introduced Oasis to millions, but for Liam, Wonderwall eventually became the musical equivalent of an overplayed obligation. The song followed him everywhere, on stage, in interviews, through predictable requests from the crowd, and even into his solo years where the expectation to perform it never fully faded. While he understood its importance in the band's legacy, he grew frustrated with how it overshadowed the deeper, more rugged parts of their catalog. Over time, the song became less a triumph and more a burden, an anthem that refused to loosen its grip on his identity. The fatigue wasn't rooted in hatred for the music itself, but in how the world refused to let him escape it. Even so, Liam's reluctance gave Wonderwall a strange cultural weight. Fans began to interpret it as the track that defined the difference between Noel's sensitive songwriting and Liam's instinctive rock and roll drive. The tension between those worlds shaped much of the band's internal chemistry, and this song sits at the center of that divide. Looking at these songs together reveals something important about Liam Gallagher. His artistic intuition has always been fiercely protective. The tracks he disliked were not necessarily bad songs. They were songs that either misrepresented him or carried baggage he never fully accepted. He valued authenticity over polish, instinct above calculation, and emotional power over technical perfection. In a way, Liam's criticisms humanize him. They show that even the most iconic rock frontmen carry complex relationships with their own work. Oasis remains a monumental force in music history, but within that legacy lies a mosaic of doubts, frustrations, and private judgments, many of which Liam never hesitated to share. His honesty may be sharp, but it's also what keeps the Oasis story alive. Even the songs he disliked add character to the band's mythology. And for better or worse, Liam Gallagher's unfiltered voice remains as essential to that mythology as the music itself.